Yo, what up, what up? This is AniYay, your first podcast of AniYayAniNay. I'm your host, John.
And I'm Joey.
Alright, let's start the show. Okay, so like we said, this is our first podcast of AniYayAniNay, and basically we got to get all the informative stuff out of the way. So we basically just want to tell you that this podcast is a review podcast for anime, of course. Hence the name, AniYayAniNay, right?
Right? We go ahead and get this thing on the road.
Okay, so basically this is just reviews of animes that we pick or new ones. You guys, our audience, are more than happy to send us animes to review. It can be old, new, but as long as it's not hentai, we will not review that.
Never. Don't try it.
Okay, so we're just going to give you a little background about us, of course, first, because you got to know who you're speaking to and listening to. So first, my name is John, of course. I'm a cosplayer as well as podcaster, of course. Though I'm more of a fan of cosplay as well. Do a little gaming here and there.
And then you got me over here, Joey, also go by Joker, fan of Joker, I'm a streamer, I stream COD Mobile. I also cosplay. First one was this year that I did, but I'm starting off, I've been wanting to do it for a minute. And I'm starting off with that, and I'm starting off with my podcast, going ahead and getting everything right.
He's a newbie, everybody. Take it easy on it. So, a good anime, to me, of course, is, gotta have good animation, good plot and story, of course, because there's a lot of things that I've watched, that have funny, but just didn't...
Wasn't nothing. It was like, it didn't catch our eye,
Yeah, you just gotta get that grab, don't you?
Yeah. It's like you can't just watch anything. You gotta see what you like personally.
This is coming from a guy who does not watch any kind of romance.
None.
I better not catch you watching any romance animes.
Not from this one.
Though mainly I kind of pick out things like kind of etchiness. I will watch ecchi animes such as Sora no Toshimono, but for you English vibers, that's called Heaven's Lost Property. But of course, that was all ecchi. No story, just all etchiness. And that was just not good to me. It made me laugh, but more, of course, to the point that it was kind of stupid.
Now, me personally, I can't say anything about that because I haven't actually seen it. But, my main shows, I'm not even going to lie, it's going to be Tokyo Ghoul, of course.
I know that firsthand.
Why not? He's Kaneki is the best one of all to me. He goes through so much pain and then turns around and shows everybody up. Just like in One Piece, Zoro. Zoro's my favorite in there.
You really love those actions, don't you?
Hey, the actions are the best for me.
I think what really draws you to Zoro, though, was actually your likingness to his sword.
Yeah, the three sword style. I'm a knife collector. I'm a blade. I'm a blade collector. Let me put it that way. It don't have to be a sword. It don't have to be a pocket knife. It can be any blade. I got Joker throwing cards. I've got throwing knives. I've got I want to say two swords, two cane swords. Now,
kunai?
Yeah, I got kunais too. I got ninja stars. I got so blades is my thing. I love blades. So that did kind of get me there with him.
Hey, don't get me wrong. It's not about the quantity you have. It's about the quality.
Yeah,
right?
The quality is it. The quality is always gonna be it. You can collect a lot of blades. Oh, don't get me wrong, but if the if the quality ain't it, then you ain't gonna be able to do nothing with them, really.
Okay. I'm just making sure, because
Yeah.
it's got to be quality to me.
Yeah, quality's always number one. Don't get me wrong. But even though even with that being stated, I still love my blades. You know, I'm still gonna collect them. Don't get me wrong. I'm still probably gonna collect some non-good quality just for the looks. You know, that's just how I am.
Is that why you showed me for your next cosplay, which is Kitty Tail, you're looking at getting a dark repulsor?
Yeah. Yeah, the dark repulsor. Yeah, just for the looks. I mean, really.
I'm more elucidator me. Hey, that elucidator is badass, man. Do not get me wrong on that.
You're right. It is. It's really, actually, really good.
Okay. When it comes more, but back on the fact of anime, because just listen to us just talking BS left and right here about knives when we're supposed to be talking about anime.
I know, right? I took that all off track.
That's gonna happen a lot with us, everybody. Believe me, we will go on, but we will get to what our main thing is, which is the review. But we want to give you guys a good show, of course. It can't just be all informative. Who wants to listen to that crap?
Facts. Like, who's gonna sit there and be like, these people here, they're just talking so lame.
It's gotta be fun. You gotta have fun. But we will try to be family friendly. We do swear here and there, but we will be family friendly. We will try our best. But yes, when it comes to genres of animes, it's always been like, action, of course, but I'm not just talking about any kind of action. I mean, you can get mechas, I got samurais, but of course, I just don't want full-blown action, of course, because I like some story here and there. Full-blown action is just gonna, push me away here and there, because where's the story? I mean, just don't get me wrong. DBZ was the shit.
Yeah, DBZ was all about DBZ. Like,
but I know with what I just said, some people are probably thinking, I bet he didn't watch DBZ. But, well, think about it. I mean, we got, take that Frieza battle, for example. We got, what?
Which one?
The original, man.
The original, but...
What was it, 30 episodes?
Yeah.
And that covered a lapse of, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
That's what Frieza said. 5 minutes. We had like a 3 episode of the Spirit Bomb. Then we had like it's like DBZ's like, this is your plot. You gotta go fight this guy because he's doing this. It gives you a plot there, but then all of it, boom,
action.
All action. Because they want to show how badass Goku is.
Hey, Goku was badass, though.
Okay, Mr. One Piece watcher right now. You gonna cheer for Luffy if he fought Goku?
I'm sorry, but I would want to see Zoro fight Goku.
Okay. Point here, man. Zoro's swords will break off Goku's chest.
I don't know, man. He can cut through steel and all, man. He can cut through just about everything so far.
Hey, Goku basically tapped the punching machine.
Yeah.
And what? He put up, 184 points? And then, remember, Dragon Ball, he, knocked the guy out with one touch? Hey, if that kind of training actually existed, please. I would really like to do it, man.
Facts,
Wear humongous turtle shell everywhere I go, and then all of a sudden I'm the next...
touch dead.
Arnold Schwarzenegger? At, 5? But you're hearing enough about me with my genres and what I like. But of course, I mean, sci-fi, classic. I mean, I'm kind of a romance guy, but I mean, with etchiness, I mean, it's something I gotta have a plot there. If it's just stupid funny, I'm gonna probably.
Yeah. If it's just stupid funny, all I'm gonna do is just sit there and just like, oh wow, okay, time to go to an action. I can't do that. I need plot and action mainly for mine. You know, I can't. I'm big on action. I'm actually really big on action.
You obviously are also big into those. What's that new genre called? Isekai is the one where everybody's going to the new world, to other worlds.
Yeah, big on them parts too. Them ones too. Yeah.
SAO started that whole genre.
Yep.
But now we got How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. We got Rise of the Shield Hero. But of course, those also fall into the action genre.
Mm-hmm. They fall into just about. Really, they fall into but all of that action and the they're going to the world. You know, they fall into both of it, and that's what I like. Like, it's like okay, it's like to me, I look at it like okay, you start off in this world, and then you go to another world, right? So in your mind, whenever you're watching it, you feel like you're that character going to another world. So in your mind, you're in a different world than the world that you're in. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, that's
which gets me involved into it, which is why I like the action action animes like that. I mean,
and since you're saying most likely since watcher of One Piece, also watcher of One Piece for people, I know I haven't said that, but I'm pretty sure you're guessing. But I'm guessing you're also now a fan of Fairy Tail too, because they're pretty much like the same.
Oh yeah, I've been a fan of Fairy Tail. I mean, I did Gazio at Anime Weekend, so.
I know, but I'm just making sure because you've been cosplaying a lot of people. You would like to cosplay a lot of people because they just look cool, right?
Nah, they not just because they look cool, because of their abilities. Like, I feel like I should be able to be like that one day. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I felt like whenever I was a kid. All the how strong the animes was and all how strong they were. That's how I feel like everybody should be like.
Well, the Iron Dragon. I feel sorry for your wife. If anybody got that joke, that was a dirty joke. But along with fantasies, I mean, heroes has been the main thing, which actually leads us to our main review, which is what we're reviewing. We are reviewing the new movie, My Hero Academia World's Mission.
What?
Just to let everybody know, this movie is leaving this week in our theater. I don't know how it's going for other theaters around the U.S. or around other countries, but just high regards. Spoiler alert. Because we don't want to spoil it for anybody who doesn't like spoilers.
Yeah. So if you don't like spoilers, don't listen.
Okay. But basically, for anyone who hasn't watched My Hero Academia, I think a lot of people, or the majority of the world has, because it's one of the big five, along with all the other ones. You know, Naruto, Pokemon, One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those popular animes. My Hero Academia is basically about people who go to a school training to become heroes, because in their world, everyone has something that's called a quirk.
Which allows them to use powers and stuff like that.
Yes, it's kind of like you can say kind of like a Japanese version of X-Men in a way.
Yeah. You can kind of say that. Not exactly like that, but you can kind of say that.
The main character, of course, is a kid named Izuku Midoriya. He is in love with the all-star hero, or the number one hero, nicknamed All Might. Beyond Plus Ultra!
All because he can save people with a smile on his face no matter what happens. That's the whole reason why he wants to be just like All Might with a smile on his face.
And basically one day, Izuku Midoriya ends up meeting All Might when he saves his life. And after some incidents that occur that day, All Might chooses Izuku Midoriya to be his successor.
So All Might decides to get him to train to be able to take his quirk, because All Might's quirk can be passed down to another successor. So he basically gets Midoriya to train his body to be able to withstand his quirk.
Hence, his journey as being a hero begins. But enough with the general knowledge that I'm pretty sure everybody knows. World's mission, I'm not sure if this actually revolves into the manga, because some of the other 2 movies of My Hero Academia actually did revolve into the manga. This actually takes place during the hero study. Basically, when everybody is, like, have already defeated Overhaul, and now every student at UA is now doing work studies. Basically, they are looking for this guy who is obsessed with a doomsday quirk theory. Believes that quirks will one day be the end of the world.
They're gonna be the reason why humanity dies and bullcrap like that. I'm sorry, but that's just crazy. I look at it like this. Okay, about the, like, humanity dying. I mean, like, I would be just like Midoriya was, like, you know, we're all humans, even though they got quirks, they're still humans, you know. They're not no alien or nothing like that, so it's not like they're trying to take over the world.
Yes, but he believes that quirks will get too strong for people to handle.
Yeah, he believes that, and he believes that because of the factor that later on down in the Lifeline or whatever, quirks will be mixed up together and stuff like that, which is understandable. But later on down the Lifeline, you also got to think about something else. All right, later on down the Lifeline, people grow and become stronger. So if they become stronger, then how would their quirk overdo it? You get what I'm saying? Unless they just say, you know what, I'm just not even gonna try to use my quirk and try to hide it and let it just build and build and build.
Well, I think that's what a villain would probably do.
Exactly.
Basically, this guy named Fleck Turn, I believe
he had. Oh my god, I hated his quirk. I think his name was Fleck Turn.
Yeah, Fleck Turn was correct. Yeah. And basically, he's the leader of this group called Human Rise, who want to basically eliminate quirks from the whole world. And that's why UA, as well as all the other big heroes, are out there trying to find him. Eventually they do, and it's revealed that he has a quirk himself.
His quirk is it's one of the stupidest ones. I'm sorry.
I want to find out, I want to know something. Why would a guy who lives his life saying that quirks are a doomsday weapon would have a quirk of his own?
Facts. But I can kind of see why he did say that quirks was a doomsday weapon. He couldn't never get hurt. He couldn't never, you know, he always reflected everything. That's all his quirk did, was reflect everything, you know. So no matter what happened, he just reflected it off of him, like, you know, it never, like, it was automatic. He didn't even control it most of the time, like before, you know, which afterwards he started controlling it or whatever, right? And then that's whenever he had the other mirrors pop up to do more damage. But whenever I reckon whenever he was like younger or whatever, he never actually controlled it, and because of that, it just reflected everything, and he just hated it. you know, maybe that's the reason why. And then, but my whole thing is he's talking about getting rid of all the quirks, which means he would have to get rid of himself as well.
Yeah, he would. That's one thing I'd like to talk about, is Fleck Turn, his quirk being reflect, able to reflect anything that comes into contact with him. Of course, every quirk has its limits. Mm-hmm. But compared to the other villains that we've seen in My Hero Academia, or in the other movies, to be more precise, this quirk was really not all that great, in my opinion.
Nah, his quirk wasn't all that great at all, to be honest. I mean, I feel like if his quirk was if he had a different quirk that was a little stronger, it would have made it like a pretty good bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like the fighting time with Deku and him. You know, I feel like that their fighting would have like their fighting area would be, or their fighting scene would have been a little bit better than what it was. Because to me, it was just stupid to me on how all that happened. All you saw that happen was, oh, Deku got knocked back. I mean, until the quirk got ran over. I mean, he never actually fought. Like,
yeah, but, I mean, his power reflects everything back that All For One was throwing at him. But I mean, you gotta look at the other villains that were there. I know you haven't seen them. I know, guys. I just said something about everyone watching My Hero, and this man ain't seen the other two movies.
Nah, but it's alright.
But the other two movies, one guy named Nine, he had like 6 different powers. And it took him and Deku and Bakugo to take him down. They both had to have One For All to beat him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you go from that to this? I mean, then again, Deku had Black Whip now, so, I mean, he had another quirk. But even so, Nine had 7 damn quirks. He was basically a test subject to be the next, all for one. So, I mean, that just kind of, like, throws it out there, man. I mean, you kind of, like, declined on the villains there for a second. Don't you think? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that makes no sense to me. I mean, granted, I haven't seen the movies, but I will. I'll go back. I'll go and watch them. I plan on it. I just gotta get to it.
Believe me, the second one is far better than any other one of than the other ones. Don't get me wrong. The first one was really good too, but All Might still had his power. So you know, he still got to go beyond. As for the other characters in there, of course, we had a new character named Rhodey Soul.
Yeah, his so-called quirk, man. It was funny.
It basically couldn't allow him to lie.
Yeah. Come on now. His bird, Pino, no matter what happened, his bird Pino told the truth with his emotions all the time.
Can you say snitch?
Facts. He's a big snitch.
But he was more added for comic relief. That's basically was his whole purpose, based on what I was seeing from the movie. Overall, basically, Deku ends up catching him because he's working with villains and they steal diamonds, and he ends up getting caught with Human Rise when he steals one of Human Rise's possessions, thinking it was his own. Human Rise's agent at that time was a character named Biros, who was like a dark version of Robin Hood.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, she had brought out a bow out of like thin air. It looked like
her hand was a bow.
Her hand was a bow.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I couldn't. Yeah, it looked like she like took her. I saw her fingers do like that, but it looked like it was just like she did a line in the air and a bow popped up, like it formed out.
The bow like forms out of her hands, but she creates like arrows out of thin air.
Well, if that's the case, she should have been able to create more arrows whenever she ran out of arrows. Whenever she was trying to shoot who was it?
You mean Deku and?
Whenever Deku and all them was over there on the mountain.
Yeah.
Alright, and she was shooting. She ran out of arrows.
Yeah.
And she couldn't get more. Get more.
It's probably something like Yayarozu's, because remember, she can create anything, but it all depends on like lipids and everything.
True.
Probably has a limit in everything that she can.
I mean, like we already know, all quirks have a limit, but I would think her quirk wouldn't be like that quick to run out.
Well, I mean, obviously she was a high-ranking agent, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Not as high-ranking as the guy who beat the shit out of Bakugo, that freaking chain guy.
You're right, that chain guy. Oh boy, he knocked Bakugo up.
Yeah. Bakugo was getting the shit beat out of him, and Bakugo is my favorite character. I'm like, come on!
Yeah, you cosplayed that him too.
Come on, Bakugo!
Like, Bakugo couldn't do nothing.
And he kept laughing. That guy laughing was so damn annoying. No offense to your main villain, but your favorite villain and character from DC. But I thought no laugh could get more annoying than the Joker's. But basically, with this whole movie, they're basically like both wanted by the government because they end up like.
Well, Rhodey is already like he's not at first wanted. Okay, he nobody knows that he was part of the jewelry thief. He was part of the jewelry theft or whatever. At first, Deku, the only reason why Deku knew was because he was chasing the jewelry thief, and whenever he caught him, there wasn't nobody there, or he didn't have it, and he realized that he passed it down. So at first that happened, and then whenever the crash happened,
the cops showed up.
And Buddy dropped the case. He switched the cases.
Yeah.
After that, that's whenever the plot twisted on everybody, really, because it was supposed to be jewelry, but it was the hemorrhoids.
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 They were playing and everything.
Yeah, they're playing. They're like deal or whatever, So it threw them all off.
Yes, the plans and everything were in there, and then the cops showed up, and Deku protected the jewel thief, and he ended up becoming a wanted, but he was wanted for murders.
Yeah, even though he didn't do it.
Yes, so they had to travel, and of course Shoto and Bakugo come to help him because they know where he is.
Mm-hmm. Because he sent a text out.
Encrypted text.
Yeah, I was trying to decipher. They had to decipher it or whatever.
Yeah, but basically once they get more and more deeper into like running and more into this human race, they find out that Rhodey's father, who originally Rhodey thought abandoned him for this cult, event actually was forced against his will to
protect his family.
Yes, and develops a kill switch for the bombs that can take away quirks, as well as a scientist that knows about it too, who knows where all of them are, to stop them all.
And because because Fleck couldn't really take damage or whatever, because all he did was reflect his stuff, everything that was done to him. They just dealt with it to where their family would be protected, basically.
Now, don't get me wrong. This movie was still pretty good, but it's just that the villain and a lot of other things about it, there were few things. I mean, Rhodey was added in there, it seemed like, for comic relief, but he didn't seem like a very good job he did there. And as, like we said before, Fleck turned, or we can call him Reflecto.
Reflecto. I'm gonna reflect you.
He just wasn't a very good villain. You can't deny that, right, Joey?
Nah, he wasn't. You can't deny that at all. He could have been better. He could have been way better.
He could have been a much better villain.
I mean, it's cool that he had to reflect, don't get me wrong, but if he had something like an attack one along with it, it would have made it better because he could have flipped between attack and defense. You know, all he really did was defend.
Yeah, he just let Deku hit him, and then he just, boom, go back, Deku.
Facts. That's all. That's all that really happened. I mean,
and then all of a sudden, with the way Deku was, the way he beat him, it's like the punches came out. All the punches came out of nowhere. I think that was a steal from Naruto. His little barrage attack with all the shadow clones.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
That seemed like something I would see out of Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, back on this here. If I had to give this a review of this movie, a choice, I would give it an AniYay.
I would have to do an AniYay, to be honest. It was a good movie. I mean, don't get me wrong. The fighting was good in it. Almost not all of them, but some of the fight shows was good in it. And that's I'm big on action, so it was good overall. Basically, it's just some things got my thing that I didn't dislike. Not too much. Mainly just the factor that the reflect light. That's the main thing that got me right there was the reflect, like, really.
Don't get me wrong, plot was there.
The plot was good.
Everything was, like, there. It's just, like, some aspects compared to the other movies that I've seen with My Hero. It could have been so much better. It was good, but it could have been amazing. But you just gotta live with what you get. You can't just complain about what you didn't get. So, definitely, AniYay. As for what else we got, we can recommendations for anyone else who likes TV shows or movies like My Hero. I definitely recommend things like, say, One Punch Man would be a good one. Definitely.
I still gotta, I've seen a little bit of that. I still gotta go back and rewatch it, though.
But One Punch Man is not what you're going to expect from superheroes.
Yeah, it's not really a superhero one, but...
It's not full-blown action like My Hero, but it's more based on the comedy because it's about a guy who's, like, trained tirelessly for, like, 3 years doing the same workout every single day of his life.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually he, like, gets so strong that he can defeat every villain he comes across with one punch. And he finds it, like, really irritating because he can't find a challenge anymore. So he's like, you'd be pretty irritated too, wouldn't you? If you beat every single person you fought with one punch?
Yeah, it would be kind of aggravating, To Your Eternity was good too.
To Your Eternity, that's more a fantasy than, like, superhero, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was still good either way. It was, I'm not really trying to go into it too much, but
I like the concept behind it.
Yeah, the concept behind it was the main thing that got me, because it was actually, it was cool to see how it changed different forms. You know what I'm saying?
And basically learn how to be a person.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's actually written by, I can't remember the name, it's not on my tongue, but if anybody who's seen A Silent Voice, To Your Eternity was written by the same author, but more focusing on the past of the characters, it focuses more on the character's future.
Mm-hmm.
I know you won't watch A Silent Voice because it's not your thing.
Probably not. I don't even know what it's about.
It's basically about a deaf girl who's bullied by a kid, and eventually they meet again when they're older. So it's more of a romantic kind of thing.
Most likely not, then. I'll probably fall asleep, and if I fall asleep, it's over with. If I don't stay no longer than 5 minutes awake, it's over with. I'm gonna fall asleep every time after that, I'm telling you.
Oh, you probably fall asleep on a lot of things.
I really do, to be honest. I'll be, but then again, I work so much too, so it's kind of a mixture between if I don't like it or if I'm just working. Like I'm not even gonna lie, I've been falling asleep on One Punch, or not One Punch, One Piece.
I thought you just said you ain't seen One Punch.
I seen a little bit of it. I said a little bit, not a lot, a little bit, but nah, I meant One Piece. But I like. Cause I be getting off work and I be watching, and playing COD Mobile and and trying to get my internet back to where I can stream. But
well, One Piece, is gonna if you've noticed, like they kind of stretch it in all their arcs to like try to fit every single thing they got in the manga into episodes. That's why a lot of arcs are so long, and there are a lot of times where you're watching it where there's like nothing going on, or like you'll be in a fight scene that keeps jumping back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, that is kind of a little aggravating, sometimes, but I mean, it's still pretty cool. I like it.
Well, I like it too. That's why I've been watching it ever since 2004 and still going strong.
See, what happened with me was I tried watching it back whenever my brother first told me about it, and because my brother actually first told me about it, but I tried watching it, and then I just, I don't know, I just stopped watching and just stopped caring about watching movies and stuff like that. Like, I just started working a whole lot.
Well, I can honestly understand why One Piece can make someone stop watching it, because One Piece is so damn long.
It is long, but I'm actually trying to push through it. I'm trying to get catch up. That's a long way to go.
You're in Skypiea, man. It's gonna take you quite a long time for you to Wano country.
Yeah,
unless you're skipping arcs that that are not part of the manga.
I'm not skipping nothing. I'm watching everything.
I skipped arcs.
I'm not skipping nothing. I'm watching everything.
I try to watch only what's in the manga.
Heck, if I fall asleep while I'm watching and all, I'll be watching and all, and then the show keep going because I'm asleep, whatever. And so whenever I wake up, whatever, I'll go back and make sure I go back to make where I was. I missed two episodes. Guess what? I'm going back 2 episodes.
Yeah, so believe me, guys, for all you One Piece fans listening to us, it's gonna take a while for him to catch up.
Yeah, it's gonna happen though. I'm gonna get there. I watch probably like 10 episodes a day, so
10 episodes a day, so 30 minutes.
And that's like with me working all night. Like, I watch probably like 10 episodes a day.
5 hours worth?
Probably.
You said
Probably, maybe longer than that, really. I have no clue. I mean, to be honest, I just watch them before I go to work, after I get off work, before I sleep, after I wake up. I'm constantly watching it right now. Every time I get off, I'm walking. Whenever I get off and I walk home, because it's right down the road, I just turn on my show and just walk and walk and watch my show.
Well, since we're on the topic of One Piece, because it's actually getting close to time, we're going to sign off on our first podcast. It's over so soon?
It's over already. I don't want it to die.
We're not dying. He's got mental issues, everyone.
It's okay. I'm just a joker, like I stated.
He's getting help, but it's not helping him.
Not at all.
But on the topic of One Piece, since we are actually planning on going to see One Piece Strong World, which is a new movie, and that is probably going to be our next topic that we will review, right?
Yeah, we're planning on it. We're working. We're gonna go watch it. That way we can make that our next one. Yeah. We're also gonna be doing. We're also gonna be going to Kami, or Kami. My bad.
Hey,
I don't know why I keep doing that. Kami. I said as soon as I said Kami, I realized I said it wrong again.
Look, you can say it however the hell you want when you're on your own, but when you're with me, you're gonna say it damn right.
I got you. But no, we're gonna go to Kami, and we're gonna I'm gonna do Zoro. I plan on getting Zoro. I want to get Zoro's outfit done, or get it done to where I can do him.
Well, I'm planning on still finishing up your Kagune.
Yeah, I definitely want to get my Kagune done. For my Kaneki, I definitely want to get that done. I also want to finish up. Like, it's finished technically. Gajild is technically finished. I gotta get the tattoo still, the emblem. But other than that, I gotta like basically just work on the wig a little bit more, make it a little bit neater. You know what I'm saying? And just get the studs on the boots.
Yes. Well, I'll probably be doing a lot of my same ones that I've been doing recently. My Naofumi Iwatani, I just gotta fix that because a lot of the stuff was like messed up. I'll do my Kaigaku from Demon Slayer. And also, I mean, I think I got a couple other ones I can do. Maybe bring out some old ones I've done. Still my all-time favorite cosplay is Crow Bronwyn from Ruby. But also, we'll be making a video as well of the whole con, just like we did at our last convention, which was Anime Weekend in Atlanta. You can find that video on our YouTube page. We'll be dropping that link to that video in the description, as well as a link to the email that you could send to us if any of you have any requests for animes that you want us to review. So remember our policy, no hentai
at all.
We will not review that. Better yet, we probably won't even open those emails.
If you send one of those, I will make sure that we just go ahead and get you off and just call it done, because I'm not gonna have it.
But as for our next podcast, our plan to be reviewing One Piece Strong World. So, we're going to go ahead and sign off. As you know, I'm your host, John.
And Joey.
Thank you for listening to AniYay.
AniNay.
See ya!
Later.